Rumpelstiltskin. Once upon a time, there lived a rich hat maker who was very good at making hats, but even better at telling lies. He had a kind and honest daughter named Sophie, who wished her father would be happy with the simple truth. The hat maker loved to go to fancy dances with other rich people. At the dances, everyone would boast. "My son is so smart, he teaches his teachers," said one man. "My cat is so clever, she fetches sticks," said a lady. Wanting to join in, the hat maker told his biggest lie yet. "My daughter Sophie," he announced loudly, "is so amazing she can turn hay into gold." Suddenly, a loud voice boomed, "She can turn hay into gold?" It was the king. Everyone bowed as he walked up to the hat maker. The king's eyes were greedy. "Bring her to my castle tomorrow," he commanded. The next morning, a nervous Sophie was brought to the palace. The king led her to a small room in a tall tower, filled with hay. "Your father is a liar," the king said. "Prove him right. Turn this hay to gold by morning." The king left and locked the door. Sophie was all alone. "Oh dear," she thought, "what do I do now?" She sat down on a pile of hay and began to cry. Just then, she heard a strange little laugh. Tee-hee, a little man appeared in a corner of the room. He was very small, with brown curly hair, a black hat, and pointy red shoes. "Need some help, my dear?" he asked. "Oh yes, please," begged Sophie, explaining her impossible task. The little man's eyes twinkled. "I can do it for you," he said. "But what will you give me in return?" "I will give you this," said Sophie, and she took off her beautiful diamond necklace. "Perfect," said the little man. He snatched the necklace and pulled out 2 knitting needles. All night long, the little man knitted the hay. As the hay passed through his needles, it turned into beautiful golden thread. He knitted golden scarves, golden hats, and golden socks. The next morning, the king opened the door and gasped. The room was filled with gold, but the king was greedy. "You did it once, you can do it again," he said. He led Sophie to another, bigger room, this one with 10 huge piles of hay. "More gold by morning," he ordered, and locked the door with a loud clang. Once she was alone, Sophie called out, "Little man! Little man, are you here?" Just then, she heard a funny laugh. "Tee-hee, what do you have for me this time?" "This ruby ring," sighed Sophie, pulling it from her finger. "Perfect," said the man. He took the ring, and once again he knitted all night long, turning all 10 piles of hay into golden clothes. When the king saw the room full of golden sweaters and gloves, he roared with delight. "One last room, dear Sophie," he said, "and it is the biggest of all." He led her to a giant room, filled with hay from the floor all the way to the ceiling. "Do this one last time," the king said, "and I will make you my queen." This time, when Sophie called for the little man, he did not appear. She sat down and cried, and soon fell into a deep sleep. When she woke up, she couldn't believe her eyes. Every piece of hay was gone, and a huge pile of golden clothes stood in its place. The little man was sitting on top. "Oh, thank you," cried Sophie. "And now," he said, "what do you have for me?" "I have nothing left to give you," she cried. Said the little man. "I know what I want. When you are queen, give me your first child." Sophie was horrified, but she had no choice. She agreed. The king was amazed. He married Sophie, and she became the queen. A year passed, and she gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. For a while, she was so happy she forgot all about her terrible promise. But one day, the little man appeared in her room. "I have come for what you promised me." The queen began to cry. "Please," she begged, "I will give you another deal. Guess my name in 3 days. If you can, you may keep your son." For 2 nights, the queen guessed every name she could think of. Is it Tim? Is it Jack? Is it Balthazar? But after every guess, the little man just cackled and said, "No, that is not my name." On the third day, Sophie walked in the forest to clear her head. Deep in the woods, she saw a small house. Peeking through the window, she saw the little man dancing around a fire. He was singing a funny song. "Today I bake, tomorrow I brew, the next I'll have the young queen's child. Ha, gladly I'll play my little game, for Rumpelstiltskin is my name." Sophie ran home as fast as she could. That night, the little man came to see Sophie, looking very happy. "So, do you know my name?" he asked. Sophie smiled. "Is it Rumpelstiltskin?" The little man's face turned red with anger. He stomped his foot, screamed, and disappeared forever. Sophie and her son were safe, and they lived happily ever after.